All right. So here we go. Another stream. I think I'm gonna keep doing these um throughout the week when I got time. 'Cause I don't know. I don't have that much else to do other than like read, practice guitar, um, go to the gym. I missed the gym yesterday, which is sad. It's very sad. All right, let me make sure that this stream is up. It's going all right. Okay. Mm-mm. Yep. Here we go. Mm-mm. Yep. All right. Maybe I should keep that open. Just in the background. Like, keep it like that. I want to check out this guy's video. What am I doing? I have my mouse. I want to figure out a way that I can like have the chat open, but not like on this. Oh, got a viewer. Say something in the chat so I can see. I don't think I've ever had anybody like organically say something in my chat yet. So if you're watching right now, please type something out so I can see if this actually worked. I don't think. Well, if I have it over here, I see this chat. But if I go to another tab, it's not going to be there. Um. Okay. Well, let me just uh, let me just get right into it. So again, I'm going to start off the stream by reading a little bit of the Bible. Right today, we are going to be going through un momento, Isaiah 27 and Proverbs 19. So I need to write that down. 27 and Proverbs 19. All right. Okay. So first, first book we're going to read is Isaiah. Isaiah 27. Actually, I could pull it up on here so you guys can see instead of you're just looking at this. Do, 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 do. Isaiah 27, King James Version. All right. So here we are. Make sure you guys can. So I don't know if you guys can see this. Might need to be. Hmm. See, I can't see chat, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can see it. I don't know if my actually let me list. I can check and see. Okay, so you can it kind of cuts out the corner. Yeah, I could fix that. Just make this a little bit smaller. How's that look? This is getting super meta right now. Oh, I'm so dumb. I can't. I have to like put this here first so I can see. And I have to wait and see if this box is going to show up right here. And it's going to be enough so that you guys can't, isn't going to be like hiding this. And now, okay, yeah, that works. Perfect. Okay, so here we go. Dear Lord, please help everybody that's watching to be able to take in your word and to be able to understand it to the best of their ability. Lord, help me to understand your word to the best of my ability. I pray that you give us wisdom and that you guide us through the teaching of your scripture. I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, this is Isaiah, one of the prophets of the Old Testament. Isaiah 27. In that day the Lord with his sore and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. In that day sing ye unto her a vineyard of red wine. The Lord do keep it. No, I the Lord do keep it. I with I will water it every moment, lest any hurt it. I will keep it night and day. Fury is not in me. Who would set the briars and thorns against me in battle? I would go through them, I would burn them together. Or let him take hold of my strength, that he may make peace with me, and he shall make peace with me. He shall cause them that come of Jacob to take root. Israel shall blossom and bud, and fill the face of the world with fruit. Hath he smitten him, as he smote those that smote him? Or is he slain according to the slaughter of them that are slain by him? In measure, when it shooteth forth, thou wilt debate with it. He stayeth his rough wind in the day of the east wind. By this therefore shall the iniquity of Jacob be purged, and this is all the fruit to take away his sin, when he maketh all the stones of the altar as chalk stones that are beaten in sunder. The groves and images shall not stand up. Yet the defenced city shall be desolate, and the habitation forsaken, and left like a wilderness. There shall the calf feed, and there shall he lie down, and consume the branches thereof. When the boughs thereof are withered, they shall be broken off. The women come and set them on fire, for it is a people of no understanding. Therefore he that made them will not have mercy on them, and he that formed them will show them no favor. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall beat off from the channel of the river unto the stream of Egypt, and ye shall be gathered one by one, O ye children of Israel. And it shall come to pass in that day that the great trumpet shall be blown, And they shall come which were ready to perish in the land of Assyria, and the outcasts in the land of Egypt, and shall worship the Lord in the holy mount at Jerusalem. All right, that was Isaiah 27. Now we're going to go to Proverbs 19. Proverbs 19. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Also that the soul be without knowledge, it is not good, and he that hasteth with his feet sinneth. Foolishness of man perverteth his way, and his heart fretteth against the Lord. Wealth maketh many friends, but the poor is separated from his neighbor. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. Many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts. All the brethren of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursueth them with words, yet they are wanting to him. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. The discretion of a man deferreth his anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is as dew upon the grass. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping. House and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. Excuse me. Slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul, but he that despiseth his ways shall die. He that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment, for if thou deliver him, yet thou must do it again. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end. There are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. The desire of a man is his kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. Fear of the Lord tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. I didn't read that right. The fear of the Lord tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Smite a scorner, and the simple will beware, and reprove one that hath understanding, and he will understand knowledge. He that wasteth his father, and chaseth away his mother, is a son that causeth shame, and bringeth reproach. Cease, my son, to hear the instruction that causeth to err from the words of knowledge. An ungodly witness scorneth judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devoureth iniquity. Judgments are prepared for scorners, and stripes for the back of fools. Pretty solid stuff. Good wisdom. Just let it absorb. Just let it marinate in your mind. All right. Okay. So that is one thing off of my task list to do. Now I have to spread the gospel. Is there anybody in chat? No! There's nobody in chat. There's nobody watching the stream. I can't evangelize right now. But I can evangelize if somebody watches this stream afterwards. But I have to get more than I have to get at least one view after my stream ends, and then it gets posted. So, in any event, I'm gonna actually just spread the gospel. Okay. So, this is the basic synopsis of what the gospel is. Human beings, we have a fallen nature. We are living in a fallen world. There is sin Um, we are not perfect beings. We are not perfect. Humans are not perfect. So, also, there is a God. God exists, and He is perfect. And the only way in which you can be with Him and be in His presence entirely is if you are perfect, because God can't have any imperfection. Um, so there's a place for us called heaven. It is a perfect place, and we will go to that perfect place if we are made perfect. But we can't be made perfect by our own strength and by our own merit. So, uh, God, who is the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, who existed for all of time, before the whole universe, he has existed in eternity. Um, he came down as a man. The Son came down as a man in the form of, maybe I shouldn't say form. I'm trying to be like theologically sound. He came down as a man, um, and he lived a perfect life for us. And after he lived perfect life for us, he died the death on the cross that should have we should have been given because of our sin. We are deserving of death because we have all fallen short of the glory of God. Because he came down and he died and he loved us so much, he loved the world so much, he came and delivered us from death if we are to believe on him, believe in his name. Um, if we believe that Christ has died for us and that he will come again to raise the dead back to life, um, and come again to judge the living and the dead, then we too, and we proclaim him as our Lord and Savior, um, then we can share in eternal life together. So that's the main gist of the gospel. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff, not gonna lie. Eternal life, living forever. Right now, I'm like 24. I got this body right here. But in heaven, we're gonna have new bodies, better bodies. We're gonna have like Super Saiyan bodies. Maybe. Maybe I just made that up. Um, but yeah, we're gonna be able to live in eternity, learning and living and growing with God. It's gonna be pretty sweet, pretty cool. If I do say so myself. Um, yeah. Okay. So was one of the things I needed to do today. So that is checked off the list. But this only works if somebody watches the stream. So whoever is out there, click on the stream, click on the video, watch it, watch the video. Um, okay. Thank God for another good day, dear Lord. Thank you for this good day. Um, thank you for allowing me to continue in it, even though there's been some ups and downs in the day. Lord, you're still good, and you make it work. Praise be to your name. Yep. Thank the Lord for a good day. Check. Wake up by 8:30. Did that. Check. Wait. Yeah, I did. I did. Um, actually, did I? 30. Yeah, I did. Check my email. Yeah, I'm gonna check my email. I connected my work email to my regular email, and now I can see my work emails even when I'm home. Yay. Yay. Syracuse University. 401k stuff. That's pretty cool. Having a 401k is, I feel like a real adult. Feel like I'm actually doing stuff. Feel like I'm getting established. Um, 556. Oh no. Okay, wait. Just need plumbing and fire audit. Sure, you put the fine demo under XREF. I'm going from mechanical. Okay. Yep. Yep. So I checked my email. Go to the gym. I would go to the gym, but I'm on the stream and have also on my checklist to do today is to work on YouTube videos for 30 minutes. So I want to like, I've always been someone that is pretty good at scheduling. Like I put stuff down on my schedule. I go through it like boom, 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 get the tasks done. And that's how I know that I can get my work done in like an efficient manner. I started doing that as soon as I got into like college, and it helped a lot. I had like a written planner where I just write down all the tasks that I needed to do throughout the day, and I would literally like try to maximize how efficient I was working like every single day. So I didn't want any minute of the day to be wasted on things that were like not productive or not a part of like my goals. So I would have like, I don't know, it was like go to my different classes throughout the day, and those happened at like, I don't know, 8 a.m. to 8 a.m., 11:30, um 2 p.m., 4 p.m., something like that. And then like I'd be like also have go to the gym today. Now, if I was in between like I don't know, like a 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Let's say it was like 3 p.m. and I only had like an hour until my next class. That wouldn't be enough time for me to get into the gym and do my whole workout and be able to like transfer myself back over to like my class. So what I would do is I would go down the list to the next available thing that would take less than an hour to do so that I made sure I was always doing something. I was always doing something that was productive. So it'd be like, oh, I have to read for 30 minutes today. So I can walk to my class. That's going to take me like 15 minutes. Uh, then I walk over to the class. And I have 45 minutes. And I read for 30 minutes. I have 15 minutes left before my class starts, and I can look over like the homework or something or check Canvas. I don't know. But I always wanted to like be doing something at all times so that you're making the most of your day. And I explained this to my sister, and she was like, "What is wrong with you, John? That sounds like it sounds like hell having to having to just like constantly be working and being like productive all the time." But that's just that's something that I've like always liked is I've always liked just efficiency. Um I kind of get I kind of get uh, like satisfaction out of getting things done in an efficient manner. I guess that's probably why when I'm doing these when I'm doing like the YouTube videos and stuff, I don't spend like a whole bunch of time on editing, even though I can probably like work at it more and then exercise a little bit more creativity instead of the whole like just efficiency. Um, like I did in my last video, I started actually putting in like some clips and stuff. I edited in like a clip of an old YouTuber I used to watch. Um, yeah, so I can spend a little bit more time and maybe get a little bit more enjoyment out of it just by exercising my creative muscles. You have to exercise it at least a little bit. I mean, as an engineer, you go by like you try to go by like the laws of physics, make everything work like in accordance with it. But um, you got to also be able to put some creative flair to certain things, especially if you're doing like design work. Um, I mean, when I was in my college, we made this artificial cow rumen. We were at the University of Florida. And we had a big veterinary or veterinary school for like animals, and uh, they were doing work on cow stomachs. So we had to do a whole bunch of research about like pH levels in cow stomachs. It was a rumen. So cows have four different parts of their stomach. So the rumen um, is either the first part or the last part. I'll look that up. I'm gonna check rumen. Mm-mm. The rumen is like it's like the first part. Yeah, it's the big first part. It comes in the esophagus, and then it's like the big mass. There's the rumen reticulum omasum obomasum, and then the small intestine where it goes out. Okay, but anyway, we had to make an artificial cow rumen, and it smelled so bad in there. Like it smelled like cow crap and like just ground up like I don't know hay. It just it smelled absolutely awful. But um, we had little bit of like creative design when we were making the pH sensor. We we made it so that it would automatically like test the pH levels in the in the rumen where it had literal like buckets of cow saliva that they would like pump into this thing. And we had to make it so that it was like commensurate with the legacy units so that all of the fixtures and stuff would be able to like latch on to the new rumen. And we got the pH sensor to work. So it just like it was on like a not a conveyor belt, but it had like two rods that raised up. I guess it was a conveyor belt. It was like a small rubber conveyor belt that raised it up, and then it would turn it. It would dip it in the rumen. It would take it out, drop it, and then wash it off in like a little pool. And we got that was really fun. It was really fun to work on and be able to actually see do something and like actually work. But that was like our senior design project. Um, so yeah, you gotta get creative. Uh, We all like pitched in our ideas at the beginning of the semester. We wrote down um all of our ideas. We drew them all up. I have them in here somewhere, but yeah. Anyway, okay. What's next to do? Work on YouTube videos for 30 minutes. If this stream has been going on for 30 minutes, which I think it has, ba 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 ba, yeah, it's actually gone on for 30 minutes almost exactly. Yeah. So I'm technically done with the work on YouTube videos for 30 minutes, but I can keep going. Um, I'm supposed to read for 30 minutes, so I could read to you guys. I'm gonna read um, The Wealth of Nations. It is a very dense book, and it's it's not particularly easy to understand. The guy Adam Smith talks in like old kind of English from like the 1700s, and it's really weird like listening to him. He's like talking about like the colonies and stuff because they were still like technically under British rule when he was writing the book. Um, because it came out in 1776. Uh, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So hold on one second. So, um, shout out to the Yogs cast for making my childhood so joyous. Um, they were the first people that ever mentioned Jaffa cakes to me and my brother, and we had always heard about them talking about Jaffa cakes. They had in their Minecraft like series like a Jaffa cake factory and stuff like that, and it was like they just talked about Jaffa cakes like all the time, and I never knew what they were until I went to Aldi one day, and there were Jaffa cakes, and I bought a couple, and the orange ones are definitely my favorite. They have orange, strawberry. They might have other flavors, but I don't think I've tried any of the other ones besides orange and strawberry. But orange is definitely my favorite. They are delicioso. So Gabriel, what's going on? Someone say something in the chat. Please, I want to see if this works. If you have the ability, please, I'm begging you, say something in the chat. I want to see words. I want to see words appear on my screen. No, come on. It's weird. Like, I want to like play music right now, but I don't know if like YouTube is gonna like copyright strike stuff. I have to like figure out like what's some un like uncopyrighted music that I could play. Hmm. That's enough, bro. I tore it accidentally, so now it's not gonna like cover it entirely, which is annoying. Okay, it should be fine. 1 second. All right. So here we go. We set a timer for 30 minutes. Here we go. Mr. Adam Smith. Oh, okay. Its nominal value, the quantity of gold and silver by which this annual produce could be expressed or represented, would no doubt be very different, but its real value, the real quantity of labor which it could purchase or command, would be precisely the same. A shilling might in the one case represent no more labor than a penny does at present, and a penny in the other might represent as much as a shilling does now. But in the one case, he who had a shilling in his pocket would be no richer than he who has a penny at present, and in the other, he who had a penny would be just as rich as he who has a shilling now. The cheapness and abundance of gold and silver plate would be the sole advantage which the world could derive from the one event, and the dearness and scarcity of those trifling superfluities, yeah, it is. The only inconveniency it could suffer from the other. Effects of the progress of improvement upon the real price of manufactures. So manufacturers, that just means like manufacturers. They call them manufactures, which I'd never heard of. It's like older English. Um, Also dearness. Dearness is like rarity or like expensiveness. If they're dearer, they're less easy to come by. Um, okay. It is the natural effect of improvement, however, to diminish gradually the real price of almost all manufactures. That of the manufacturing workmanship diminishes, perhaps in all of them, without exception, in consequence of better machinery, of greater dexterity, and of a more proper division and distribution of work, all of which are the natural effects of improvement. A much smaller quantity of labor becomes requisite for executing any particular piece of work, and though, in consequence of the flourishing circumstances of the society, the real price of labor should rise very considerably, yet the great diminution of the quantity will generally much more than compensate the greatest rise which can happen in the price. There are, indeed, a few manufactures in which the necessary rise in the real price of the rude materials will more than compensate all the advantages which improvement can introduce into the execution of the work. In carpenters' and joiners' work, and in the coarser sort of cabinet work, the necessary rise in the real price of barren timber in consequence of the improvement of land will more than compensate all the advantages which can be derived from the best machinery, the greatest dexterity, and the most proper division and distribution of work. But in all cases in which the real price of the rude materials either does not rise at all or does not rise very much, that of the manufactured commodity sinks very considerably. This diminution of price has, in the course of the present and preceding century, been most remarkable in those manufactures of which the materials are the coarser metals. A better movement of a watch than about the middle of the last century could have been bought for £20, may now perhaps be had for 20 shillings. Like when he talks about like old British monetary systems and stuff, I know what pounds are, but I only know them in terms of like today's price. I don't know. I think they're like $2 or $3 in like American dollars. But like shillings, is that like their 10 cents? Is that their penny? I don't even know. I think pence is maybe their pennies. Um, but he like talks in here about like farthings and stuff. I'm like, what? What? In the work of cutters and locksmiths, blah 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 blah. 10 for 20 shillings. In the work of cutlers and locksmiths, in all the toys which are made of the coarser metals, and in all those goods which are commonly known by the name of Birmingham and Sheffield ware, there has been during the same period a very great reduction of price, though not altogether so great as in watchwork. It has, it has, however, been sufficient to astonish the workmen of every other part of Europe, who in many cases acknowledge that they can produce no work of equal goodness for double or even for triple the price. There are perhaps no manufactures in which the division of labor can be carried further, or in which the machinery employed admits of a greater variety of improvements than those of which the materials are the coarser metals. In the clothing manufacture, there has, during the same period, been no such sensible reduction of the price. The price of superfine cloth, I have been assured, on the contrary, has within these 25 or 30 years risen somewhat in proportion to its quality, owing, it was said, to a considerable rise in the price of the material, which consists altogether of Spanish wool. That of the Yorkshire cloth, which is made altogether of English wool, is said indeed, during the course of the present century, to have fallen a good deal in proportion to its quality. Quality, however, is so very disputable a matter that I look upon all information of this kind as somewhat uncertain. In the clothing manufacture, the division of labor is nearly the same now as it was a century ago, and the machinery employed is not very different. There may, however, have been some small improvement in both, which may have occasioned some reduction of price. But the reduction will appear much more sensible and undeniable if we compare the price of this manufacture in the present times with what it was in a much remoter period, towards the end of the 15th century, when the labor was probably much less subdivided and the machinery employed much more imperfect than it is at present. In 1487, being the 4th of Henry VII, it was enacted that whosoever shall sell by retail a broad yard of the finest scarlet grained or of other grained cloth of the finest making above 16 shillings shall forfeit 40 shillings for every yard oh my gosh, so sold. 16 shillings, therefore, forfeit 40 shillings for every yard so sold. That's almost like a tongue twister. 16 shillings, therefore, containing about the same quantity of silver as 4 and 20 shillings of our present money, was at that time reckoned not an unreasonable price for a yard of the finest cloth. And as this is a sumptuary law, such cloth, it is probable, had usually been sold somewhat dearer. A guinea may be reckoned the highest price in the present times, even though the quality of the cloths therefore should be supposed equal, and that of the present times is most probably much superior yet. Even upon this supposition, the money price of the finest cloth appears to have been considerably reduced since the end of the 15th century, but its real price has been much more reduced. 6 shillings and 8 pence was then, and long afterwards, reckoned the average price of a quarter of wheat. 16 shillings, therefore, was the price of 2 quarters and more than 3 bushels of wheat, valuing a quarter of wheat in the present times at 8 and 20 shillings. The real price of a yard of fine cloth must, in those times, have been equal to at least £3 6 shillings and 6 pence of our present money. The man who bought it must have parted with the company, or with the command of quantity of labor and subsistence equal to what that sum would purchase in the present times. The reduction in the real price of the coarse manufacture, though considerable, has not been so great as in that of the fine. In 1463, being the third of Edward the Fourth, it was enacted that no servant in husbandry, nor common laborer, nor servant to any artificer inhabiting out of a city or burg shall use or wear in their clothing any cloth above 2 shillings the broad yard. Like, what does that even mean? What? Husbandry shall use or wear in their clothing any cloth above 2 shillings the broad yard. Bro, I don't even know what that means. In the third of Edward the Fourth, 2 shillings contained very nearly the same quantity of silver as 4 of our present money. But the Yorkshire cloth, which is now sold at 4 shillings of the yard, 4 shillings the yard, and it's 4 shillings per yard. Is that what they're trying to say? The yard is probably much superior to any that was then made for the wearing of the very poorest order of common servants. Even the money price of their clothing, therefore, may, in proportion to the quality, be somewhat cheaper in the present than it was in those ancient times. Those ancient times. Um, the real price is certainly a good deal cheaper. 10 pence was then reckoned what is called the moderate and reasonable price of a bushel of wheat. 2 shillings, therefore, was the price of 2 bushels and near 2 pecks of wheat, which in the present times, at 3 shillings and 6 pence the bushel, would be worth 8 shillings and 9 pence. For a yard of this cloth, the poor servant must have parted with the power of purchasing a quantity of subsistence equal to what 8 shillings and 9 pence would purchase in the present times. This is a sumptuary law too. Restraint. What the frick does sumptuary mean? What is sumptuary? I'm looking it up. What does sumptuary mean? Relating or denoting laws that limit private expenditure on food and personal items. Jeez, bro. I got a word for everything. All right. This sumptuary law, too, restraining the luxury and extravagance of the poor. Their clothing, therefore, had commonly been much more expensive. The same order of people are, by the same law, prohibited from wearing clothes of which the price should exceed 14 pence the pair, equal to about 8 and 20 pence of our present money. Like he doesn't say 28 like a normal person. He says 8 and 20 pence. But 14 pence was in those times the price of a bushel and near 2 pecks of wheat, which in the present times, at 3 and 6 pence the bushel, would cost 5 shillings and 3 pence. We should in the present times consider this as a very high price for a pair of stockings to a servant of the poorest and lowest order. He must, however, in those times have paid what was really equivalent to this price for them. In the time of Edward the Fourth, the art of knitting stockings was probably not known in any part of Europe. Their hose were made of common cloth, which may have been one of the causes of their dearness. The first person that wore stockings in England is said to have been Queen Elizabeth. She received them as a present from the Spanish ambassador. I'm not gonna lie, I think this book would be a great tool for filibustering. Like, if I don't exactly know how like filibustering works in Congress, but I know that like if you keep talking while like is in session or something like that, or they're like voting on something, you can like filibuster. You can filibuster a bill from like passing if you just like take up all the time and then they don't have time to like sign it or something. Um, but like you could just start out by saying like, listen, I know that this bill is going to be affecting a lot of like economic things in our country, so I think that we as before that we sign this bill, I think that we should educate ourselves on economics. And so I'm going to take this time to read through the entire Wealth of Nations, the entire uh, the entire like 500 page Wealth of Nations, and then we'll get a little bit of a better grasp on the economic state of our country, um, or at least like figure out some kind of like economic principles that we could go by, and then we can figure it out from there. But yeah, I think that would be kind of that'd be pretty cool. It'd be boring as crap, but I mean, I've already like gotten this far into the book. I'm the kind of person that like if I like start a book and I've actually gotten into it a substantial amount, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it. I don't want to just like not finish a book. Um, Same thing with like a movie. I'm not a person that just like I'm gonna just forget it. Um, like I always want to like see things through to the end most of the time. I mean, there's other times where you need to cut your losses sometimes, but I'm not cutting my losses right here. So we continue. The same blah blah blah. Consideration is circumstances. Nope. All right, the fourth knitting stockings is probably not known in any part of the law. Where did I even leave off? When the fourth and final woolen manufacture, the machinery employed was much more imperfect than those ancient it is at present times. Okay, I don't think I read this. Uh, we should in the present times consider this as a very high price for a pair of stockings to a servant of the poorest and lowest order. Okay, I think I was over here. The same order Their clothing therefore had commonly been. Yep. The same order of people are by the same law prohibited from wearing clothes of which the price should exceed 14 pence the pair, equal to about 8 and 20 pence of our present money. But 14 pence was in those times the price of a bushel and near 2 pecks of wheat, which in the present times at 3 and 6 pence the bushel would cost 5 shillings and 3 pence. We should in the present times consider this as a very high price for a pair of stockings to a servant of the poorest and lowest order. He must, however, in those times have paid what was really equivalent to this price for them. In the time of Edward the Fourth, the art of knitting stockings was probably not known in any part of Europe. Their hose were made of common cloth, which may have been one of the causes of their dearness. The first person that wore stockings in England is said to have been Queen Elizabeth. She received them as a present from the Spanish ambassador. Both in the coarse and in the fine woolen manufacture, the machinery employed was much more imperfect in those ancient than it is in the present times. It has since received three very capital improvements, besides probably many smaller ones of which it may be difficult to ascertain either the number or the importance. Three the three capital improvements are first the exchange of the rock and the spindle, the exchange of the rock and spindle for the spinning wheel, which with the same quantity of labor will perform more than double the quantity of work. Secondly, the use of several very ingenious machines which facilitate and abridge in a still greater proportion the winding of the worsted. worsted and woolen yarn, or the proper arrangement of the warp and woof before they are put into the loom, an operation which previous to the invention of those machines must have been extremely tedious and troublesome. Thirdly, the employment of the fulling mill for thickening the cloth instead of treading it in water. Neither wind nor water mills of any kind were known in England so early as the beginning of the 16th century, nor, so far as I know, in any other part of Europe north of the Alps. They had been introduced into Italy some time before. A consideration of these circumstances may, perhaps, in some measure explain to us why the real price both of the coarse and of the fine manufacture was so much higher in those ancient than it is in the present times. It cost a greater quantity of labor to bring the goods to market. When they were brought thither, therefore, they must have purchased or exchanged for the price of a greater quantity. The coarse manufacture probably was, in those ancient times, carried on in England in the same manner as it always has been in countries where arts and manufactures are in their infancy. It was probably a household manufacture in which every different part of the work was occasionally performed by all the different members of almost every private family, but so as to be their work only when they had nothing else to do, and not to be the principal business from which any of them derived the greater part of their subsistence. The work which is performed in this manner, it has already been observed, comes always much cheaper to market than that which is the principal or sole fund of the workman's subsistence. The fine manufacture, on the other hand, was not in those times carried on in England, but in the rich and commercial country of Flanders, and it was probably conducted then in the same manner as now, by people who derived the whole or the principal part of their subsistence from it. It was besides a foreign manufacture, and must have paid some duty, the ancient custom of tonnage and poundage at least, to the king. This duty, indeed, would not probably be very great. It was not then the policy of Europe to restrain, by high duties, the importation of foreign manufactures, but rather to encourage it, in order that merchants might be enabled to supply, at, at at as easy a rate as possible, the great men with the conveniencies and luxuries which they wanted, and which the industry of their own country could not afford them. The consideration of these circumstances may perhaps in some measure explain to us why, in those ancient times, the real price of the coarse manufacture was, in proportion to that of the fine, so much lower than in the present times. Oh, this is a mouthful. Conclusion of the chapter. I shall conclude this very long chapter with observing that every improvement in the, at least he acknowledges it, that every improvement in the circumstances of the society tends either directly or indirectly to raise the real rent of land, to increase the real wealth of the landlord, his power of purchasing the labor or the produce of the labor of other people. So, in conclusion of everything that this guy just said, he's basically saying that as things improve in the world, it basically just fills the pockets of the people that own land. Isn't that funny? Improvement circumstances of society tends either directly or indirectly to raise the real rent of land, to increase the real wealth of the landlord, his power of purchasing the labor or the produce of the labor of other people. The extension of improvement and cultivation tends to raise it directly. The landlord's share of the produce necessarily increases with the increase of the produce. That rise in the real price of those parts of the rude produce of land, which is first the effect of extended improvement and cultivation, and afterwards the cause of their being still further extended, the rise in the price of cattle, for example, tends to raise the rent of land directly, and in a still greater proportion, the real value of the landlord's share, his real command of the labor of other people not only rises with the real value of the produce, but the proportion of his share to the whole produce rises with it. That produce, after the rise in its real price, requires no more labor to collect it than before. A smaller proportion of it will, therefore, be sufficient to replace with the ordinary profit the stock which employs that labor. A greater proportion of it must consequently belong to the landlord. All those improvements in the productive powers of labor which tend directly reduce the real price of manufactures tend indirectly to raise the real rent of land. The landlord exchanges that part of his rude produce which is over and above his own consumption, or what comes to the same thing, the price of that part of it, for manufactured produce. Whatever reduces the real price of the latter raises that of the former. An equal quantity of the former becomes thereby equivalent to a greater quantity of the latter, and the landlord is enabled to purchase a greater quantity of the conveniencies, ornaments, or luxuries which he has occasion for. Well, let me read that one more time. And the productive powers of labor, which tend directly to reduce the real price of manufactures, tend indirectly to raise the real rent of land. Landlord exchanges that part of his rude produce which is over and above his own consumption, or what comes to the same thing, the price of that part of it for manufactured produce. Whatever reduces the real price of the latter raises that of the former. So the latter is the manufactured produce, and the former is the rude produce, which is over and above his own consumption. Whatever reduces the real price of the latter, whichever reduces the real price of the manufactured produce, raises that of the rude produce. An equal quantity of the former becomes thereby equivalent. An equal quantity of the former becomes thereby equivalent to a greater quantity of the latter. Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. And the landlord is enabled to purchase a greater quantity, and the landlord is enabled to purchase a greater quantity of the conveniences, ornaments, or luxuries which he has occasion for. Okay, I guess I'm pretty sure what that's saying is like the guy that has like land and he's like producing raw goods and stuff on it, rude materials, like as like improvements like happen, it reduces the price of like manufactured goods, and like raw goods still have like a high price. And so if you have raw goods that have like a high price and manufactured goods that have a lower price and lower price, then you can buy more of the manufactured goods with the rude goods that's produced by the land. And so the landlord like ends up with all the stuff. This is why Monopoly works. Monopoly, everybody plays, only one guy wins. He ends up with all the money. Give me the money. He gets all the money. The money. Okay. Uh Increases with the produce. Okay. Every increase in the real wealth of the society, every increase in the quantity of useful labor employed within it, tends indirectly to raise the real rent of land. A certain proportion of this labor naturally goes to the land. A greater number of men and cattle are employed in its cultivation. The produce increases with the increase of the stock which is thus employed in raising it, and the rent increases with the produce. The contrary circumstances, the neglect of cultivation and improvement, the fall in the real price of any part of the rude produce of land, the rise in the real price of manufactures from the decay of manufacturing art and industry, and the declension of the real wealth of society, all tend, on the other hand, to lower the real rent of land, to reduce the real wealth of the landlord, to diminish his power of purchasing either the labor or the produce of the labor of other people. The neglect of cultivation of improvement, the fall in the real price of any part of the produce of land, the rise in the real price of manufacture from the decay of manufacturing art and industry, the declension of the real wealth of society. So this is basically saying like the real wealth of society, all of the improvements in land as that's like let go and people let things degrade and we lose technologies and stuff like that, and we're not able to produce things as efficiently. The landlord's wealth gets diminished. So that's when like land values like go down, or the maybe not even like land values. I'd say actually, yeah, land values, because that's all like tied into the price of the rent of the land. Um, so as all that stuff like diminishes, the real wealth of the landlord decreases. Okay. uh, Purchasing either the labor or the produce of the labor of other people. The whole annual produce of the land and labor of every country, or what comes to the same thing, the whole price of that annual produce, naturally divides itself, it has already been observed, into three parts: the rent of land, the wages of labor, and the profits of stock, and constitutes a revenue to three different orders of people: to those who live by rent, to those who live by wages, and to those who live by profit. These are the three great original and constituent orders of every civilized society, from those from whose revenue that of every other order is ultimately derived. The interest of the first of those three great orders, it appears from what has been just now said, is strictly and inseparably connected with the general interest of the society. The rent. They're talking about the rent. Whatever either promotes or obstructs the one necessarily promotes or obstructs the other. And bang. That's 30 minutes. Right. So usually enough there. That's nice that I got to finish it off on like the end of a page and I get to start on like a whole new page, because sometimes I forget where I am in the middle of the page. Um, but yeah, that was a few pages. I don't know if I did like 4 pages, 5 pages. I don't know where I started. Conclusion of the chapter. Text of progress reviews on the real prices. I think that was 74 to 80, so 6 pages. 6 pages of the wealth of nations. Ugh. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna put this away 1 sec. All right. What's the next thing to do? Read for 30 minutes. Check a mundo. What is next? What is next? Uh, if you guys got that reference, put it in the comments. Go to gym. Go to work. I did go to work. Practice guitar. The practice guitar. I wonder if it'll come up. If the sound will pick up on this microphone. Beep, beep, beep. Let's see if it like picks up. Let's see if it like puts up. Let's see if it like puts up. Let's see if it like. I don't think it's picking up. Can't wait. Like puts up. It's not picking up. Like puts up. It's not picking up. Dang, that's annoying. Okay. Hmm. Um, maybe I don't really have. You can't hear that? I don't really have. You can't hear that? Yeah, it's not gonna. So I can't really play guitar. Um, okay. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna do that after the stream. Hmm. I don't like fix the lighting. Oh wait, now I changed it. Is it just like that? I guess the lighting's fine now. Hmm. Um, I don't really know if there's anything else for me to do. I could watch YouTube, but it's 8:48, almost 9. I think I kind of want to get into the gym. Um, yeah, all I gotta do left is go to the gym, practice guitar. I gotta get to bed by 11, and that's pretty much it. Okay, I have a concurrent viewer. Is that just me? Oh no. Checking checking the live stream. Analytics. Concurrent viewers. Chat rate. 0 views. Is this right? Wait, viewers will be able to find your stream once you go live. But I am live. Am I not? If I check my channel, I am live. I got 9 views on the last stream. Let's go! 9 views. Yes, sir. Okay, so it does say that I'm streaming, but it doesn't say anything on my analytics. No data. Team health setup. Manage. Connection excellent. Live viewers 1. Probably just me. 1 like. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now it's popping on there. Okay. I need to break 1 concurrent viewer. I need to get up to at least 2. I need to get 2 concurrent viewers and I need to get 1 chat. That is going to be my goal for like the next live stream. I want to get 2 concurrent viewers and I want to get at least 1 person typing in the chat. I could definitely get this right now if I just like called my friend and told him to pop into the stream. Say something in the chat. Is that cheating though? I don't think so. I don't think that's cheating. When my good friend Michael was starting out his business, he has a decanting business where he like he like sells colognes and stuff like that. Um, he like originally started up his website and he didn't have anybody on his website, so he would go around like ask his friends, ask me, ask our friends Joseph, Sebastian, Fernando. He'd ask us if like we wanted to get any like perfumes and or colognes and support the business, and it was like, yeah, we'll help you out. Um, and then we got the ball rolling. We were his first customers, and now he's doing great. I'm not gonna put all his financials out there or anything, but it's awesome. It's doing great for him. Um, so going out and asking your buddy to help you out, bump the numbers. It's a you can ask your friends for help. I think that's a normal thing that people do. And I think a lot of people are willing to help out their friends when they ask them, especially if they're good friends, you know. So that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, give Mike a call. Big Mike. Okay, then we go. I'm gonna call Seb. See what Seb's doing. Sebastian. Man, I'll call Joseph. Oh, wait. Bruh. All right. Uh, I call Josh. He's got a wife and kids. He might be busy. No. I'm gonna call Michael. Other Michael. Brother Michael. He'll probably answer. Oh, everybody's just doing stuff right now? Hmm. I'll call Thomas. I'm just gonna be calling like so many people, and I'm gonna get like a bunch of. I'm gonna get a bunch of messages back like, "Why'd you call?" Oops. Okay. Nando. Okay, everybody's just dead right now. I bet Zach would probably pick up. Straight to voicemail. Yo, Zach, what's going on, bro? How you doing, man? Good, good. Just so you know, I am streaming right now. It's literally just like a video of me, and then I have like my computer screen set up. I was like acting in YouTube videos, but I wanted to get like at least like one concur, or I wanted to get two concurrent viewers in there, and I wanted to get at least one person like typing in chat. So could you do me a favor and just like go on my stream and like type something in the chat? Yeah, just anything. You want me to send you like the link? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's cool. But how you been otherwise? Oh, you did? You're not in. Oh, okay. Oh, it is. Okay, okay. Okay. Mhm. They're like still with like the Catholic uh like CCM, okay. I keep thinking of like Catholic Gators, but I know that's not. No, that's not them. All right. Well, I just sent you the link, but enjoy your time at your at the ministry night. Yeah. Thanks. Have a good one, Jack. Yep. All right. Yeah, okay, now everybody's texting me. Can I call you back in 5 minutes in the shower? Mm. Ah. Yo, Mike, what's up? Yeah, everything's good. I wanted someone to like comment on the stream. So I was like seeing if I could get someone to like comment on the stream because I went on like a rant about how like you could help your friends out and I mentioned your business. So I gave you a free shout out to the like two viewers that I have so far on the stream. Um yeah. I just wanted to get up to two concurrent viewers and at least one comment for the stream. So, all right, thanks, Mike. All right. So there we go. Now, I wonder what else is there to do. I mean, I got this other camera, but I don't know. It doesn't it doesn't make it so that it fits the screen properly. Like it's like a small box. It doesn't fit the whole screen on the streaming software I have. Um, Actually, I'm gonna switch to my computer screen. Get right here. And I am going to look up deep.io. I don't know if y'all ever played this. Mm-mm-mm. Breakout. Oh crap. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh, bro, it's over. Okay, well. Oh, oh. Ah, I'm dying. Okay. Gosh. Oh, it's over. It's over. It's over. Ah, no. We are not doing too well. Look at the flipping map. Okay. Do not sell or share my personal information. What? What is this? Oh, I got him. Oh my goodness. Um, auto tank. Oh, bullet speed. I need max health. There we go. Oh, I literally just went straight up to the top. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, bruh. Oh, that's, that's not even like a good tank for this. It's kind of, what is this? I don't like this. I don't like that this is on my screen. Hang on, wait. Reload. Do not sell or share my personal information. Would this be on here if I was, do I dare click on it? I don't. Man, I've been duped before by clicking on some stuff on the internet. I should. Mm, okay, okay. Uh, I think I'm gonna go for the eight eater, the octo shot or whatever it is. I don't like this button just like up here. Oh yeah, let's go. Octo quad tank. I don't need bullet speed. I want to maximize body damage, max health. Get the health all the way up. I want to be just like a total tank that like. Oh wait, it's over. It's literally over. We have to get back to that spot. Otherwise, it's over. Very close and over. Okay, it's over. Never mind. Okay. Well, we lost. Kill me. Kill me! All right. Let's oh, 5 views? Let's go. Nowiki. W in the chat. St. Francis called they want their game back. Yes, they do. All right. Michael, do you remember Black Panther? Oh my gosh, what is going on? All right, we did it, guys. We got a comment. How do I get rid of this? It's not on like other. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's literally just on this. I think it's because I'm streaming because it's like recording the screen or something. It's probably auto detects it. Mm. Gotta get all the blue ones. That's where all the experience is. Get the quad tank. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I'm gonna die if I keep running into things. Get that regen up. Yeah, that's what we like. Now we're on a push. On these maps, you want to like maximize the total amount of like damage per second that you could possibly have, and then just slowly move your way across the map. There we go. I got Octo. 'Cause if you go up like right next to these boxes, you can really just like plow through stuff. And look, now we're overtaking them. I don't even know. I'm probably gonna get down there. But they're kind of moving fast. I'm trying to kind of getting these people, getting these blocks down here. Overtaking them pretty quick. I think I'm gonna get over here and then wrap around so that we clean up. Yeah, yeah, like this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's dead. Oh dang, they're breaking out at the top. Oh, they're getting me. Got a regen. Oh no. Oh brother. Whoop. Oh. No! Oh my gosh. I slapped. That's the one bad thing about doing that strategy is you can't move very fast. I get the triangles. Oh yeah. No! Oh my gosh. There we go. We're beating him back. W W W W W. Oh my gosh, that's my first ever W in the chat. That's actually my first like 10. How many W's is that? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 W's. Mike, what are you doing right now? There we go. See this right here. This is an unstoppable force right here. Spin. Oh, bro. Bro, look at the name. Ain't no stopping us right now. I haven't even been hit. We got so many balls. Oh, oh no. Yeah. Hmm. Oh no. Oh my gosh, come on. Oh yeah, we're gonna trap him in the corner. There we go. Everybody on our team needs to get with the program and get like octo tanks and these like penta tanks or whatever. That penta? Yeah, it's five. Because if you get enough of these, like if you get enough groups of like two or three octo tanks just like walking around or rolling around, uh, it's pretty much GG's if you sweep around the whole map like this in layers of three, like every single one of these, you can just get into the middle of them and then you knock and then you like shoot on either side. It's just like a Roman march forward. No, don't go for him. Gotta go up here. Oh. Okay, it's literally half and half right now. Get out of here, dude. Oh yeah. Ah, This is where you can really get them if you get them into the corner. If you really back them into the corner, they get like stuck. I can't do anything about it. Oh, it looks like they got out. Got him. Oh my gosh. Oh! No! Crap. Crap. I gotta like go around and like flank or something. There we go. Ah, man. Oh, this isn't good. Oh my gosh. Come on, get him. Get him, get him, get him. Yes. Come on, there's strength in numbers. Gotta get. Oh, get. Oh my gosh. No, no, no. Okay. Yo, Nando, what's going on? How's it going? I was actually just calling to see if you would come into my stream and then like and comment. All right. Oh yeah, you're all good. Right now, I'm just playing like Deep.io. Right now I'm playing Deep.io as the game that we used to play in high school, and we're about to die. Oh, it's over. Oh my gosh, I didn't die. Oh, it's going good. I'm liking it so far. Um, no nuclear bombs. Um, no nuclear bombs. No, not really. I mean, mainly I've just been. Oh, I'm gonna die here. Oh my gosh. Mainly I've just been like helping the other professions like set up their work. I'm like CAD. Oh, I just died. But it's been it's been all right. Nothing too crazy. I think I am gonna like end up getting on like design work pretty soon. I don't know yet. Yeah, the W's. Yeah, the W's. Michael's the king of the chat right now. Look at him. I don't know what you been up to. Yeah, the Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon. Is it the 48 Laws of Power? Okay. Yeah, I know what that one is. What? Don't outshine the master. It said don't outshine the master. No, I haven't. I called him, but he didn't pick up. Yep. Oh, okay. Hmm. Wait, why do you have a microphone charger from him? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. He's coming for it. It's taken. Liam Neeson for the charger. O Town? O Block? I'm like an O Block. It's all right. Um, dude, apparently they got rid of the rockin' ride at Universal, like the one that they played like rock songs and you played like music while you went on the ride. I don't know. At least that's what my coworker said. Wait, what? You haven't been to any amusement parks like in Florida? Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Dude, we gotta like we gotta like plan a trip where we get like all the guys to go to a theme park or something. That'd be cool. Hmm. That's when we get enough dough that we can all either like pitch in or one of us makes it and then and then we just pay for everybody else's. It's in Mike's car is the an AMG or whatever. That's luxury living. Yeah. Just so you know, like I still am streaming, so like we're you're on the stream. I don't know if like it can hear your voice because it's not. Mhm. Just so you know, like I still am streaming, so like we're
I'm gonna see if it like picks
you're
up.
on the stream. I don't know if like it can hear your voice because it's not. Yeah. Well, let's see. I made this video. These two last videos were like streams. Um, but I made one other video like last week. So I have three live streams now. Um, and I have six videos. Yeah. I used to do it all the time at like at the gym. Yeah, Gainesville Health. All right. I'm down for that. Apparently I got like I still have guest passes. Like I still have a guest pass that I can use. So I didn't even realize. I thought I'd use those up. Mhm. Mhm. We didn't think he had his papers. They said papers, please. Yeah, nice, nice, very solid. Well, I'm probably gonna end the stream in like a couple minutes because I got to get to the gym. Well, today is Tuesday, so I'd be doing core. Yep. I gotta take a shower too. I'm still in my work clothes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Get the steaks with that like cream sauce that his dad has. Dude, the cream sauce. I don't even know what it was, but it was magnifique. Magnifique. Yes. Very nasty. Yeah. All right. All right. Sounds official. I'll talk to you later, Nando. You have a good one. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks. You too. See ya. All right. On that note, I am probably going to end the stream. Let's see how many viewers we got. 7 views! 7 views! Let's go. Oh, we did it, bro. Next time. Cat. Cat. Next time. We're getting up to 10 views. 10 views. And we didn't even, like, oh, 2 concurrent viewers. Let's go. Oh my gosh. What a day. What a day to be alive. Wow. I need to turn this off. That's amazing. 2 concurrent viewers. We got our comments in. Uh, 7 views. Oh, come on. I'm balling right now. I feel like I'm balling. I need to get me like a pimp outfit because I feel like a pimp right now. No. Um, all right. Yeah. On that note, on that note, I will say I pray that all of you have a blessed day. Um, please drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna try to keep pushing these out. Keep keep doing what I can, and we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. All right.